This is Barnstable Today for Thursday, March 12th. Welcome aboard. I'm Mark Mumford. And please keep in mind that the meetings we cover are available on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
Touchless faucets stir up some energetic discussion at the Board of Health meeting. That's our main focus today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kevin Friel.
A few weeks ago, the Board of Health passed a requirement for food service establishments to have touchless faucets for their employees within 2 years.
At this week's meeting, the discussion focused on adding the requirement for public restrooms and food service establishments to also be outfitted with the touchless faucets within 5 years.
Dave Colombo, who owns and operates restaurants in Hyannis, had some questions for the board.
What about the application that it was a little lever or something that you put into the faucet? I'm trying to refresh myself.
Yeah,
I
know which one you're talking about. I personally didn't like that because you had to touch it with your hand.
You have to touch it, yeah. Okay.
But you theoretically could do it with another part of your body, and supposedly it's got the antibacterial coating on it. Right, Tom? And that's one that you'd send around.
Right, and the other problem was the plumbing inspector won't accept it.
He won't accept that, okay.
The state doesn't meet the state plumbing code.
So that's the problem with that.
Okay. I don't recall the last language in this whole document here. Other existing sinks located in restrooms used by the public, given a 5-year extension. I don't recall we had discussed that.
I don't either.
No, Paul wants to leave it to 2-year.
Public restrooms. I thought we settled on just employee hand wash sinks and employee bathrooms.
No, we basically decided that was the thing that we wanted to see done fairly quickly. And so I think the compromise position here was to give that 2 years,
right,
and then extend it for an additional 3 for the bathrooms, but that they had to come into compliance by then too.
Okay.
Board of Health member Junichi Sawayanagi touched off a bit of a debate.
The one thing I like to add to this issue, that I go with this, but within 1 year, I like to study more about hand wash sink, for the especially for the kitchen sink. Since we have so many people was against that idea, that means it's mean to it. Why so many people, restaurant business people, against that touchless faucet? I like to study more about it.
Yeah, I don't know if I should speak up, but I'm going to, because it is the truth, and the fact is that you can't get hot water out of some of these faucets, and it kind of defeats the purpose. So,
I think if you study the research that's been done on them, that they're supposedly the best thing since cracked ice.
Under perfect conditions, but the restaurant business is highly perfect conditions.
But the thing is that if you can't get hot water with the touchless faucet, how could you get it with ones that you turn on? I mean, there shouldn't be any difference there. It still takes the same amount of time for the hot water to come, and then you got to monkey, and then you got to monkey around changing your water and getting it to the right temperature.
I don't know the answer to that question, but I beg to differ with what you just said. Given experience, you get hot water with regular faucets a lot quicker than you do with touchless faucets. With a lot of experience, believe me. I don't know what the answer is, but
that makes no sense.
I have field experience.
And again, I think that, Jimmy, the thing, we've had a lot of pushback here in Barnstable. But I mean, you go any place else in this state, and I mean, you see them everywhere, from the smallest concern to the largest concerns, and everyone that I've spoken to likes it more for the ease of maintenance and for the savings in water. It's made a huge difference for the people that have installed it in Boston in terms of water savings. In fact, the estimates, the 2 big studies that were done, show that these things pay for themselves in 18 to 24 months on the water savings alone.
I think we're talking about 2 different issues, however. If you're talking safety and food safety, or if you're talking economic saving money, we're talking 2 different issues. I'm just, I'm just commenting on the fact that they don't work well.
Well, again, the only study that has been done the only study that has been done that looked at the use of it showed that there was a marked decrease in the level of contamination when they sampled hands and utensils when they went to touchless faucet, and that's why the FDA is requiring it in all food processing plants at this point in time. It's now a requirement from the FDA because they found that, and so I mean that's the you can have all the anecdotal reports that you want, but the only real strong study in the food service industry shows that they are a significant benefit. So I mean, I understand people's personal experience being different. What the answer should be to that is either a good study has to be done to refute the one that's out there right now, or people have got to get adequate training on how to use them, how to install them properly.
I think it's the manufacturing aspect that has not been perfected. We have professional plumbers. We spend hundreds of dollars on them, $500 per unit. Have plumbers put them in, have inspectors inspect them, and they still don't work.
Well,
I'm just telling you.
I don't know what to tell you because every place I go in Boston, every place I go off Cape, it can be a small little pizza place, it can be a big chain store, it can be the airport, it can be the bus station. I have not, in the last year and a half, come up with a hand wash sink in any restroom that I've had to use my hands to turn on or off, and I haven't run into one that hasn't worked.
Board of Health member Dr. Paul Caniff offered up his personal experience on Cape as well.
Maybe 2 weeks ago, and I asked the owner about it, and he has them all there. He even has in his restroom something that I think should be a law. When you leave the restroom, the door opens out, so you don't have to use your hand on the door. You can use your elbow. And I asked him about the touchless faucets because he's had them there about 4 or 5 years, and he says they're perfect. Leo Fine in the mall, he has, he said they don't have any problem with them. I mean, because they're not preparing food or anything. But so that's.
I have some that do work, some that don't work, and I always go to the one that does work. Unfortunately, the public is using some of them that, I don't have 2 or 3 minutes to stand over it for it to become hot. But I do have one in the kitchen, in a matter of seconds, it's always hot. I don't have the answers. I'm just, telling you, we're talking about safety here, and I'm just telling you my experiences, that's all. I don't know.
Okay, so we go with it as it is, and we'll go from some further study that can just tandem on to those other things that you're looking at and proposing. So we'll go forward with them.
Following the give and take between the board and Dave Colombo, the motion was made.
2 years and 5 years.
Second?
I'll second it with the comment that I don't believe in the 5-year, but I'll.
Okay. All in favor?
Handwriting on the
Aye.
wall.
Aye. Against? Oh, we got 3. Okay, good.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, you can check out the Board of Health meetings on demand at the town's website, town.barnstable.ma.us.
Meanwhile, meetings here in town this evening include a chance for the public to chime in on the charter draft at the Knight Auditorium at the high school starting at 7 o'clock.
And there is a public meeting also at 7 o'clock at Hyannis East Elementary School in regard to proposed changes to Bursa's Way. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Kevin Friel.
We'll meet you right back here tomorrow. I'm Mark Mumford.